Hey everybody, welcome back to Tenza Motorsports, and today's the day the exterior of the car will finally be done. We're going to be showing off some things that we did off camera when we go through and show like the entire car. I'm probably going to take it out and get some cinematic footage of it, but we're going to be reinstalling the trim. Now the reason the trim's been gone for a long time is a bit of a long story. I always try to paint black trim. Faded trim can break a car's looks. It makes it look super old, and if you can go from that gray back up to a gloss black or just a black, it makes the car look a lot better. We did this on my 1999 Cummins that we refreshed a while back. We went through and painted all the trim black, and if we didn't paint the trim black, it was being wrapped black. And I've painted a lot of trim. In all of my years of working on cars, I've painted and wrapped a lot of trim, but the trim that was on this car just would not take paint. I even used some paint promoter that was designed for plastic trim, and nothing would stick. It was like hydrophobic. I kept pushing the paint out. It almost was like there was oils on the trim, and we sanded it and cleaned it and everything you could think of, all the way down to putting lacquer thinner on it to try to get all of the oils out of it, and we just could not seem to figure it out. So I had to take it over to a paint shop and finally get that done. It did end up costing a lot more than what I was hoping for, but if you would have bought new trim and then painted it anyways, we'd have been roughly in the same ballpark, and the shop obviously did a lot better than what I could have done. So I would never have made the trim look this nice. They went through and sanded it all down. All of the little dents and dings that were in the trim are basically gone now. I didn't tell them to fill and get rid of everything. I just told them to sand it down, make it look real nice gloss black, because the trim on this car really isn't that bad. There's a couple scuffs on one of the rounded pieces on the bumper, and then that piece that sits underneath the rear tailgate hatch thing, that's been damaged a few times. So I'm assuming that's somebody putting something in the back of the car and then denting that plastic. So we're going to be putting that back on. There is something we do want to talk about. When we're reinstalling this trim, these trim clips here, and some of the other trim clips on the car, I want to go over. So these ones here specifically, I only ever buy BMW OEM ones from BMW. Yeah, they're like double the price of like one you can find on eBay, but the ones on eBay just explode. You go to push them in, you put a little bit of pressure on them, and they just shatter like glass. And the ones from BMW were still on the car when I pulled it off. I mean, these are 20 years old. So you get ones from eBay that can't handle the installation versus ones from BMW that can last 15, 20 years. And it's just not worth trying to cut that $20 off your budget. So I know that the ones from BMW can be quite expensive, but there are only a few things that I recommend only buying from BMW, and that's one of them, is some of these trim clips here. The door clips, the little white ones, again, if you buy cheap ones, it's kind of a little bit of a shot in the dark. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're really bad. The ones I got, I didn't pay a lot of money for them, but they just exploded as soon as they got in there. So I actually reused a lot of the BMW ones that were in good condition, and I'd put the BMW ones every other one, and then I put the ones the cheap ones that were having a hard time, I put those kind of just filled the gaps. So it's mostly BMW ones and then some of the cheaper ones that I purchased. So that's a little frustrating to find out for the first time, like, oh, here's ones on Amazon, I'll just pick those up, and then they're so bad that you can't even get the door to stay on. There were a bunch in there. I could tell that some of them had been replaced because they're just a different shade of gray, but they're still BMW replacement ones. So I think BMW had been in the door at some point, or they took it to somebody to do like window regulators, and they were done professionally with OEM replacement door clips. So I don't mean to rant about it, but if you're going to buy these trim clips here, you really just need to suck it up and buy the actual OEM BMW replacement ones. They're not that much more expensive, and it's worth the fuss and the waiting for new parts. And if you bought a bag of them and then you had to wait on another bag and then buy the OEM ones, you just wasted time and money instead of just doing it right the first go around. So I am really excited to get these on. They look absolutely fantastic. We did put our license plate on here in the front. I didn't want to put this on there and then have the screws be too deep, so we just have our blank one here until the ones come in the mail. We did get the car registered and everything, so it is legal to be on the street. So we're really excited about that. We're gonna go put all these on, and then we're gonna go take this for a drive.
what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Well, thanks everybody so much for watching. I know today's video is a little bit short, but there's really not that much going on today. I just wanted to show this trim getting put on and show the car basically done on the exterior. The only other thing that we've got going on that will differ from where it looks now is the roof rails. They're still not in yet. And then we're doing some exhaust tips. And we're just adding exhaust tips to the pre-existing ones that are back there right now. So the car is basically done on the outside. We're really happy the way that this has turned out. This gloss black looks fantastic. And there is still more content to come on this car. If any of these projects are a little bit more difficult than what I'm hoping for, then I'll probably record a video. But I'd also like to see this on the dyno. We did get a tune on it, and I'm just curious to see what this does at this elevation with that tune. I do want to get a video made with this and the race car, get a bunch of pictures and some more video clips just of those two cars together driving, that kind of stuff. So we're getting real close to closing on this, and then we are starting a new car project. We'll be announcing that real soon. This has been an awesome build, and I'm so happy that I was able to do this exact project. This is one of my personal dream cars. So thanks everybody so much for watching, and thank you for all the support. I've been having lots of subscribers, lots of comments. That's awesome. Bring your questions, bring your comments. I do my best to reply to everybody and even make videos based on your questions depending on what the topic is. If you enjoyed today's content, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and we will see everybody in the next video.